Hidden within the rolling highlands, a massive herd of wild boars navigates a delicate landscape, moving between dense forests and cultivated fields. Their routines, instinctive yet precise, have a profound impact on local ecosystems and farmland alike. Today, our team follows their trails, observing behavior, tracking movements, and guiding them safely without interference. Every step reveals insights into their social patterns, survival instincts, and the ways humans and wildlife coexist. Join us as we uncover the secret world of these remarkable animals and witness a full day in the life of a wildlife management expedition. A heat-laden breeze pushed gently across the rolling highlands as our team stepped out onto the scrub-lined valley floor. This region, known among local farmers for its unpredictable movement of wild boar herds, had been facing weeks of disruption. Rooted soil, overturned crops, and trampled irrigation lines had left entire patches of farmland in disarray. Today, our mission was not to engage the animals, but to redirect them, guiding a large herd safely away from settlement boundaries using non-harmful wildlife management techniques. The atmosphere carried a blend of anticipation and responsibility. Our tools were radio trackers, sound-based deterrents, field cameras, and a coordinated strategy designed by conservation experts who understood every nuance of the terrain. Before we moved deeper into the hillside, let me remind you that supporting our channel helps us continue creating these detailed explorations. So if you're enjoying this documentary, feel free to like the video and subscribe. It genuinely helps us grow. As we walked beneath the broad leaf canopy, the forest hummed with quiet tension. Wild boars are intelligent, instinct-driven animals that navigate vast feeding roads, often returning to the same zones season after season. Their presence here was not an act of aggression. It was simply survival. But with farmlands expanding and natural food sources shrinking, encounters between boars and humans had grown more frequent. That's why our team was called in. Not to remove the animals, but to guide them back towards safer, deeper forest corridors. By using remote sensors and motion-activated audio devices, we could gently steer the herd away from farmland and toward a protected habitat where they could roam freely without causing damage or putting themselves at risk. Only a few meters ahead, the earth trembled softly. It was subtle, barely more than a shifting of weight beneath the soil. But our field biologist recognized the sign instantly. A small group was nearby, likely scouts from the larger herd. We knelt behind a fallen log, observing quietly. The boars emerged one by one, their coarse coats blending almost seamlessly with the sun-dappled vegetation. Instead of disturbing them, we monitored their direction of travel, feeding every movement into our trackers. When the lead boar changed course, angling toward open fields, our coordinator made a swift but calm decision. Two team members moved to an elevated ridge to activate a directional sound emitter, a tool producing gentle frequencies that encourage animals to veer away without distress. Within seconds, the small group shifted, turning deeper into the forest. The method worked exactly as intended. An hour later, we approached a narrow valley where recent hoof prints crisscrossed the muddy ground. This was the pathway the main herd had used the previous evening. Our goal was to intercept them before they reached the lowland farms at the valley's edge. We formed a semicircle, each member taking position near naturally elevated points. The strategy resembled a silent, coordinated guide route, closing off the direction leading toward crops and opening the way toward the protected forest zone. Through the trees, a low rustle thickened into a steady murmur, an unmistakable sign that we were moments away from meeting the main group. From my vantage point, movement flickered between two leaning trunks. The herd appeared, larger than expected, shifting in synchronized waves as they navigated the terrain. Our lead conservationist signaled the team to hold steady. patience was key. A misstep could startle the herd into scattering, making it harder to redirect them safely. When the front runners approached the point where their usual path forked, we activated the acoustic guide system. Soft pulses echoed through the underbrush, guiding them away from agricultural zones. The transformation was instant and remarkable. The herd slowed, sniffed the air, then calmly turned toward the intended direction. Watching dozens of boars adjust their route in unison, without panic or stress, reminded us how effective non-invasive wildlife management can be when executed with respect and understanding. By midday, the forest temperatures rose, and shade became essential. This was the period when boars often retreat into thicker brush to rest. Our tracking devices picked up scattered movement from individuals who had drifted away from the main group. We split into 2 teams to ensure no stragglers wandered toward the lowlands. As my squad moved along a ridgeline dotted with ferns, we detected faint movements near a cluster of stones. A lone juvenile boar was quietly rooting through soft soil, unaware of our presence. We maintained distance, using a low-frequency directional tool to gently persuade it back toward the herd. Slowly, the young boar paused, lifted its head, and shifted course. This redirection ensured it wouldn't become trapped or separated, an essential part of preserving natural group behavior. Halfway through the operation, we paused to review our progress. Nearly 70% of the herd had already moved into the protected zone. The forest ahead was dense and uneven, so the final stretch required careful coordination. Before continuing, I'd like to remind our amazing viewers that if you enjoy in-depth wildlife explorations like this, consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us document conservation work with accuracy and care. With renewed focus, we approached the hillside overlooking the valley's far end. The landscape opened into a wide stretch of grassland, bordered by distant wetlands. This region often becomes a bottleneck. Many animals instinctively follow the slope down toward farmland. To prevent that, we positioned harmless visual deterrents along the slope, using reflective motion panels that sway gently in the wind. These panels trigger the animal's curiosity, encouraging them to avoid the area without causing fear or agitation. Moments later, the herd reached the slope. One by one, they paused, observing the motion panels, before choosing the alternate path we had prepared, leading them toward the forest sanctuary. This smooth transition marked one of the most critical successes of the day. As the sun lowered, casting warm stripes of light across the landscape, we detected a sudden surge of movement behind us. The forest erupted in scattered rustling. Another subgroup had emerged unexpectedly, likely delayed by thicker brush or resting longer than the others. They were heading straight toward a narrow passage that led into cultivated fields. Our team responded immediately. 2 coordinators sprinted along the ridge to set up a portable acoustic barrier, while others formed a soft human boundary line, standing at measured distances with bright fabric signals. These visual markers help animals understand direction without any physical interaction. When the subgroup approached, they slowed, registered the signals, and rerouted toward the rest of the herd. It was a seamless, calm, and controlled maneuver. By early evening, nearly the entire herd had moved safely into the protected ecosystem deeper within the highland forest. The hounds used by our tracking team had been kept at a distance all day, not for chasing, but for identifying movement patterns. Their presence helped us confirm that no boars remained near farmland borders. As the animals settled into the wooded sanctuary, our team conducted a final sweep to ensure the routes were clear and that no stragglers remained vulnerable. When we regrouped at the valley base, the sense of accomplishment was quiet but powerful. The farmland below would enjoy peace for weeks, possibly months, allowing crops to recover and soil to regenerate. Most importantly, the boars had been guided without stress, injury, or harm, proving that respectful coexistence between humans and wildlife is not only possible, but sustainable with the right approach. Before we wrap up, if you've enjoyed following this full-day field operation, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue producing safe, educational, and meaningful wildlife management documentaries for audiences around the world. Together, we left the valley floor with a renewed appreciation for the delicate balance that exists wherever human life intersects with wild ecosystems. Our role is not dominance. It is understanding, guiding, and coexisting. As twilight settled over the hills, the quiet rustle of the forest assured us that the herd was finally where it belonged, moving freely through land where nature could thrive uninhibited.